a service of CNC Worldwide.
The CNC Daily is a service of CNC News and Jib Jab Greetings. I'm Bud Lowell, and your full AccuWeather forecast is always on top here on your CNC local page. Unofficial results show voters in all suburban Monroe County school districts approved their district budgets Tuesday. There wasn't much controversy over school budgets this year, possibly because of the 2% state cap on school tax increases now in effect. Voter turnouts were light. There's one anomaly that will have to be resolved. The East Irondequoit School District reported a rare tie between two school board candidates. Incumbent Rick Chechi and newcomer Doreen Swan each got 691 votes. East Irondequoit spokesman David Yates says Wednesday morning the district's lawyer is still reviewing what the next step will be. He says there could well be a runoff election, but that's not certain yet. For the districts covered by CNC news pages, the results are as follows. Let's look at Greece Central first.
2,776 yes, 1,512 no. The budget passed. The bus proposition, 2,616 yes, 1,511 no. The bus passed. The board candidates. Adam Crandall, 2,225. Nick Giardino, 1,821. Joe Grinnan, 2,008. Terry Malore, 1,935. Julia Van Orman, 2,728. The board members are Adam Crandall, Joe Grinnan, and Julia Van Orman.
It's been a very quiet budget year by Greece standards. Nobody showed up at the public hearing. How do you attribute that?
Well, I think that we had done a fairly good job of being transparent through our school consolidation study process, as well as during the budget development process, so that we're able to provide information to our residents and our employees so that they understood what was going on. Getting the budget vote out is very, very important, so we do thank those that came to the polls today, and we hope that those who were not able to will stay connected to the school district, and we're really, as we focus on the goals and really focusing on high school graduation for all students.
On to East Irondequoit, where voters said yes to a $68.5 million budget by better than 2-1, 884 to 389. The projected 2012-13 budget is actually less than the current year's by nearly $1.2 million, although they had to raise the tax levy to close a budget gap. That outcome was clear. What's not clear is just who will occupy one of the seats on the East Irondequoit Board of Education. Incumbents Doug Spolina and Kim Kane were easily reelected. The third seat, as we said, it's a tie between Doreen Swan and Richard Chechi, 691 votes each. This one is being mulled over by the East Irondequoit District's lawyer. It may come to a runoff election. No decision as this is being written. No ambiguity in West Irondequoit. On the west side of town, the $66.6 million budget was exactly the same amount as this year's, and it passed 3-1. Yes, 1,656, no, 533. All three candidates for the West Irondequoit Board of Education ran unopposed: Stacy Crowder, Rebecca Schultz, and Charles Perot. In Penfield Central, the 2012-13 budget proposal was $85.1 million, a 2.3% spending increase over the current year. They held the estimated tax increase to just 1.2%. That also passed by about a 3-1 margin, 1,042 yes, 348 no. Three incumbent board members ran uncontested for three available seats: Carol Nasra, Catherine Dean, and Stephen Zalora. And finally, Webster Central. The margin of victory there was nearly 2-1 for the budget. The budget proposal for 2012-13 was $143.5 million, an increase of 2.13%, just less than $3 million. The estimated tax rate increase for Webster, 1.92%. That budget passed by 2,210 yes votes to 1,115 no. A proposal to buy new school buses also passed, 2,094 to 1,192. Other news, necessarily in brief, Kodak confirms that it once had a nuclear radiation device that contained weapons-grade uranium. It operated in an underground lab at Kodak Park for more than 30 years. The announcement follows a recent newspaper article by the Democrat and Chronicle which talked about the device, which wasn't exactly a top secret, but nobody discussed it. It wasn't a nuclear reactor, it was a source of neutron radiation, a neutron beam used to scan the internal structure of metal parts, something like an X-ray. Both the company and a former Kodak scientist say there was never enough uranium in it to sustain a nuclear chain reaction. There were about 3.5 pounds of uranium alloyed with other metals, less than 1/10 of the amount it would have taken to trigger a nuclear detonation. The neutron beam was dismantled and the materials turned over to the government under heavy security in 2007. About 8 speakers went to the Irondequoit Town Board Tuesday night carrying signs advocating for Roxy the dog. Roxy appeared in a YouTube video shot by an ex-girlfriend of her owner, Irondequoit police officer Rob Lewis, alleging that the officer mistreated his dog. Irondequoit Police Chief Richard Boyan said he saw the video, investigated, and called in the Humane Society. The department issued a statement saying the Humane Society of Greater Rochester found the situation did not meet the criteria for a charge of criminal cruelty to animals. And Army Captain Bruce Kevin Clark was laid to rest Tuesday at Fairfield Cemetery in Spencerport with full military honors following funeral services at St. Mary's Church in downtown Rochester. The senior U.S. Army nurse died in Afghanistan while talking to his wife over a Skype video call. He's survived by his wife and 2 daughters. Honors included bagpipers and motorcycle riders from the Patriot Guard, veterans who ride to honor fallen members of the U.S. Armed Forces. On this page, you can find links to these and other stories, and at the bottom, links for you to use to post your own news updates, sports, and salutes on our pages. Send your video to us at our Facebook pages or send us the YouTube link. If it's news to you, we want to know about it. Next news as it happens, updates when necessary. I'm Bud Lowell, CNC News.